Hi, Julie Torrens here. So, what am I working on today? I did a video where I made these backgrounds and kind of like in a masterboard style, to make some artist trading cards. So I have them ready for mounting and such. So I thought we're gonna work together and finish up a few. So I picked this out because these were done on food packaging. So I picked out just some single-sided 12 by 12s and kind of neutral, kind of something you can write on the back of. And I'm going to get these mounted. Now, I realize you can't see a whole 12 by 12 today because I brought you in closer for artist trading cards. But what I'm going to do is mount them. Now, there's many times that I mount these before I cut them. But to tell you the truth, my cutter is just not always up to the task. And so rather than fight the cutter, I decided that I would cut them first and then put them on the board. So let's get a few of these on. I'm putting this glue. Now this is, I'll show you in a second. This is the Beacon foam and poster board adhesive, and it's very similar to Fabri-Tac, and it's made by the same company as them. But it says it does everything, when you go through the list of what it can do and what it can't do. It does everything that Fabri-Tac does except gluing down appliques onto fabric. So now these have words. So I would like to keep, because they're fun, just kind of positive affirmation words and little phrases that were on the stamp that I used. So I just would like people to be able to read those and maybe get a little lift. So yeah, I'm going to cut these out by hand, which is fine. Don't mind. And I want to get these going because I'd like to get some out in the mail tomorrow if I can. Now, I made these a week ago. And yes, I know I've been very WOL? Absent without leave. But I think it's AWOL. That's what I've been. But I'm good. I'm okay now. Just some kind of a virus that took over. And I wasn't sick the whole time, but I do work. So I got my work in, but I didn't get this work in, which makes me sad. And I miss you guys. Those of you who have inquired, thank you. I'm okay. I think it hurts my spirit more than it hurts anything when I can't be here with you. I miss the art. I miss the time that we get to chat. Yep, I do. These seem to be sticking quite well, so I'm really glad. I used to sand all these backs, and I still might, but I see so many people not. And they just glue them on with glue stick. Now, I mean, I've not had that kind of luck with glue stick. And yes, I use what people consider a good glue stick. But Gail Costanelli, she's great. If you ever want to watch her junk journals and making ephemera and all that kind of stuff, she's wonderful. She puts out a video every day, and I try to watch them every day. They're very uplifting. But she said that the problem might be, and she wasn't talking to me specifically, but other people have commented that they just don't have the luck that we see her have with the Uhu glue stick. And she said it might be that we're just not getting enough on. And that could be very, very true. That wouldn't surprise me in the least. So, but for this project, I'm not giving it a chance. I am going to start just gluing these puppies down with this stronger glue. In my opinion, it's stronger. And we'll see how far we get with all this. If I could get 2 sets of 3, that would be perfect. But I'm not going to have you sit through a whole bunch of nonsense. You know, I know your time is precious as well, and I respect that. So yes, I did these, and as again, I've got a video. I'll try to remember to link it. I can put a information, which is like, it'll come up in this corner, and it's like a little eye. And then when you click it, it'll take you to the video that is me making the backgrounds of this. I can do that if you want to just head over there, and that way you can see it in order. First I did the backgrounds, and then I'm doing this. But it's a lot of fun. And I am just tickled with the way these came out. Now, because, again, I was down and out for a week, I had these under some books. Just before I cut them, I had them just flattened out, and they flattened out really nice. They weren't that curvy, but just pressing them made a big difference. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. So, what is on your desk? What are you working on today? I like doing artist trading cards, and I'm involved in a swap, and I'd like to get them. If I don't, it's not an emergency, but I'd like to get them in the mail, as I said, tomorrow. Swaps are fun, and I'm in the, I've told you guys so many times, but you never know if there's somebody new. I'm in a Facebook group that's Mixed Media Art and Artists group on Facebook. And I've been in a lot of Facebook groups in my day, and this one is just fantastic. And what makes it fantastic? Well, no competition. You're not hearing about competition. You're not seeing snarky comments. There is a bit of a vetting process, so you've got to answer just a couple of simple questions, but that just tells them that you're not a spammer and that you are, truly an artist or a craftsman or whatever you like to call yourself, and that, you would fit in the group, for that's what we do. So there's not a lot of self-promotion, all the things that have made groups a little uncomfortable, at least for me. Okay, I'm moving this up, so hopefully you can see the part that I'm doing. And I realize you can't necessarily see the top line, but that's okay. They're just drying. But yes, the only, what would you call it? Because I don't want to call it rules. It's like a guideline, is that it has some green in it for March. So I've got the green backgrounds for that, but I need artist trading cards for other things. So, because if I'm not low, I'm out. I know I'm very low, and I may be out of them. So I am leaving, if you can see white around them, cutting space. If you just butt them up tight against each other, it's really tricky to get them cut. At least it has been for me. So that's why I like just to leave a little space when I'm backing something like this between. So if you've been in swaps, what have you swapped? I was in a group that was pretty much all they did was swaps. I think swap was even in their name. It was fun, but I can only do so much in a month. So I'm not in that group anymore, because it was common for them to have 2-3 swaps a month. And like I said, it was fun, but the art that people do in the mixed media is more in line with what I do and I enjoy. So I did, like I said, I don't want to be in a group and I'm not participating in the way that the group was designed. So that's why I'm not in that group anymore. What kind of things have you swapped? I've swapped artist trading cards. Greeting card swaps were part of one of the group I was in, but I'm really not a card maker. So if I need a card, I'll make cards, but to have that be my joy, no, that's not my thing. Love them. I mean, the things that I've seen people make as far as making a greeting card have been over the top great, but it's just not my thing. So I've not swapped greeting cards. Now, I have done a fun swap where you sent all parts, like sharing. So like if you have a die maker, well, if you're die cutting some flowers, you die cut a few extra. And if you've, just whatever it is, making ephemera and stuff, and then, and scraps that you like to use. And you sent a little package like that, almost like a little kit, almost like a little mixed media kit. A lot of fun. And just seeing what people had sent was really fun. Okay, I'm going to let this one just rest a minute before I start manipulating it to cut it. And I'm just going to set it aside and we're going to work on a few more, but I want to, I'm not going to do all these 16 cards today right now. This is the same as the other one. I think I only have these 4 left. Yeah. So let's just get those attached and then we can set those aside. Get back to where you can see me. So yes, okay, what else have I traded? Bookmarks, tags, as I said, ephemera. I think that's about it. But fun, very fun. And I know there's other types of swaps that aren't even related to, what we do. But they're fun. Good. So have you been saving up some food packaging for some things like this that you can do? I don't save every bit of food packaging that I have. I quite honestly don't have the storage space for it. But I do try to, if I'm not throwing it in the recycle bin, try to utilize things like this. I think it's good for the planet. I think that we are very wasteful. And I don't mean you specifically. I mean people in general. And I don't know about you, but I'm just finding, and maybe it's because of more online shopping, packaging is just more and more and more. So, and some of it, as much as I can try to save it, like, before, as I'm opening something up to try to preserve, sometimes it's just impossible the way those clamshells, some of them are just so difficult, at least for me. Maybe it's just my arthritic hands. I don't know. But it's not getting easier, that's for sure. Okay, I've just got one more. This glue does grab pretty quick. You get a little bit of what everyone that talks about wiggle room. Yeah, you get a little, but I really don't try to move it around a whole lot once I'm done. Sometimes I wish I could, but Yeah. Okay. Now these spirit glues, and that's what I call all these glues. This is the base of it is a type of acetone. They do have an odor. I would not call it a fume, but maybe it's a fume. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But I mean, I'm not sitting here in a wind tunnel. I don't have all my windows open. It's snowing to beat the band. But it doesn't bother me. Honestly, it doesn't. Screw the lid on. When something dries fast in your work, it's going to dry fast in its container. So you do want to be mindful of that. All right, let's bring up the other one. It's rested long enough. And the first thing I'm going to do is just cut the bottom and the side off, and then I'll cut them out individually. And yes, I'll save these little bits. It's going to need more trimming. Ooh, okay, there we go. Save those. If you see a little shimmer on these, that's because I did use some shimmer sprays. I think it just gives them a little boost. I'm not really a whole lot of a glitter girl, but I like shimmer. So I do use shimmer paints, shimmer sprays, not on everything. Can overdo anything, but I do like to use them. I think it's fun. I like the look. Okay, why won't that corner let go? If I pull it, I'll end up with like a weird tuft. There we go. All right, let's get these two cut out and see where we go from there. I do not own a guillotine. You know, those of you who've been in this a lot longer than me, and I know you're out there, what is your favorite trimmer? Now, I've got one of those Fiskars. You slide the thing along, kind of a trimmer, you know, zoop, zoop. And I've had it for years, and it's just wearing out. And before I buy another blade for it, it cuts okay, but I wouldn't call it, you know, straight as a die. Not at all. So what trimmer or clipper or whatever you like to use, what do you find that you can cut through a couple layers? It doesn't have to go through 10 sheets of paper, but, you know, a couple layers, piece of light cardboard, like this food packaging, that kind of thing. And it cuts straight. Did you hear my voice go up there? Straight. That seems to be my issue with these slide it along the wire type of cutters. I just don't have a straight eye or a straight arm or whatever you need to make sure that thing is running along its track nice and straight. Never have. It's not something that over the years I've lost. No. I'm thinking guillotine. So what's my trepidation? Space, storing it. And I wouldn't want to buy a plasticky, because I think I'd run into the same trouble. I think if it's plasticky, now I'm not saying if it's plastic it's bad, but some of them are just more, you know what I mean by plasticky feeling. I think that my strength of going crooked would just be right there, the same as it is with the trimmer that I have. So I would rather have something that's a little hardier, that won't just give like that. And they have wood ones, and you know, they run everywhere from under $20 to over $100. And what is the difference? Well, some of them is simply size, and I don't need huge. But some of them, I'm sure, is quality, the quality of the blade and that type of thing. Some of them are self-sharpening, so they tell you that they sharpen themselves with every stroke of the blade. That wouldn't be a bad thing for me if that's true and that really works. Let me know in the comments. Seriously. It would help me to know what you have found over the years of crafting that works really, really well for you. Now I can see as I'm cutting these that some of the corners have lifted a little bit, and that's probably because I didn't quite get enough glue on the edge. I'll deal with that at the very end because I'm also going to be rounding these corners. So I may cut that little part right off. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to be handing anyone something that when they go to look at it, the back falls off. Wouldn't that be awful? Wouldn't that be awful? I'm seeing white here. Yeah, I didn't get this one trimmed. I am trimming white, and this is white. So it could be that I'm just, yeah, I still see white when I turn it around. Okay. All right, one more. Let's get these off. So I've been cutting some magazine harvesting things. I received in Happy Mail some ephemera, and I pulled that out. So I've got a little variety of things that I want to consider putting on my little artist trading cards here. So you'll have to let me know what you think of my selections. All right, now I want to do, well, and just because I want to doesn't mean it happens, but I'm going to try. I want to do 3 of the orange and 3 of the green. So I'm just pulling 3 of each there. Okay. Let's start with the green. Don't know why I'm saying that. I'm just going for it. All right. And already my mind is running ahead. I did not pull out my corner rounder, but I'll go get it. It's very, very close. Okay, so we've got these 3 green ones. I think I've got some pictures that I thought would be kind of like a travel sort of a theme. And I found the word travel. And I thought, well, we're all thinking about our summer vacations and our spring breaks and all that kind of stuff. So that might be fun. So I'm just going to trim these up. As I'm harvesting, I don't necessarily trim everything up because it's going into a sandwich bag or a folder or something. And so if the ends get a little bit bumped up, I'm not worrying about it. So let's just see how one of these happens to fit. Okay, so that's some people that are on a kayak kind of a thing. I love that. Okay. And this one doesn't have much going on. It's just got a golfing guy. These are some more water sports kind of people here. This one has people horseback riding. Let's cut that one out. I'm trying to stay where you can see me. Okay, that looks nice to me. And this one is people sitting by a waterfall. It looks like he's taking a selfie. That's fun. Looks like traveling. As I say, I like to do my artist trading cards in 3s. Sometimes a swap will just tell you to send 2. Sometimes a swap will tell you to send 3 unrelated. I mean, they can say all kinds of things. So you just kind of have to read what your swap is about. Okay, I've got this word travel, which I think is fun. I'm going to cut it out. Okay. Now this is a little saying that I thought was fun. It says, many eyes go through the meadow, but few see the flowers in it. Ralph Waldo Emerson, but doesn't really fit. So I think I'll save that for another time. I saved out this squirrel just because I thought, you know, a lot of times when we're out in the woods or in the wild or wherever we are, we see things like this and they make us smile. He could go here. Yeah, I like that. So I need something here. What would be fun? I saved this thinking that I don't think the colors really go. I could put another. I've got the golfing guy, and then I've got these. Let's do that. They're in some kind of a, I don't know what it is. I think it's one of those pedal boats that you pedal and pedal and pedal, and it's got a little sunshade on it. Okay. Yeah. There. Now, see, I think that makes a nice set of 3. Now, they need more. I know that, but I just think it's a good start. Now, I've got this doily that I thought I obviously I dyed it up, and I thought that might be nice on the back, you know, underneath. So I think I'm going to just tear off some of the doily part and put that underneath some of the pictures. So what is your weather? I told you it is snowing to beat to ban here. And it's the middle of March. So I'm in Western Michigan, and it's not unusual. It's a heavy snow, and it is sticking a little, but it's not like the times that I could hear snow plows going from 5 in the morning till 5 at night. No, it's not that kind of a snow. Not this time. I'm going to save that little piece. May come in handy somewhere. But I think this goes with green. All right, so let's take this one at a time. And I'm going to take these off. And I think for the next part, now this is got clear gesso on it, and it's very gritty. And I know that my glue stick, and I don't know that any glue stick will work with that. So I'm going to be using my art glitter glue for gluing these parts on. But now see, I think that looks good. Okay, let's glue that on. So yes, it is going to be spring. We just, over the weekend, today's Monday, over the weekend, we did our setting clocks back for daylight savings time. So already that made a big difference in our evening. But this morning I was awake at, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I think it was about 7:30, and it was just as dark as can be outside. Like, oh, we're back to that. So yeah, it'll take a few weeks for the mornings to become light again. Now, if any of this hangs over, I'll just give it a trim. And there we go. I tried to get all the little places that may want to stick up. I can just see one right here. Just get a little glue there. Okay, I can see. I'm just going to give this a quick trim. Okay, now let's get our kayakers here. Art glitter glue, for me, works really well with magazines. And not all glue does. Now, if I wasn't putting it on this gesso-y thing, I have a good luck with using glue stick with magazine, but as I say, this gesso, it's got some tooth to it, and the glue sticks just don't like it. So there. There. Thinking of summer, huh? It's not done, but good start. Now another piece of this. I like that. And I made this doily, months ago. But I was just doing where I throw all my little scraps and different things into a shoebox that I have, and just using coffee, spray inks that you use with a dropper, acrylic, watercolor, just whatever, and just tossing it with a fork and like a salad, and just dyeing up different little bits. Oh boy, looks like I really missed the boat here. Okay. Good. Now, if you're using the shimmer things like I did, and you decide to start gluing this all down with gel matte medium, they won't move. It'll work. But any place that you get matte anything, matte medium, gel matte medium, on top of shimmer, it takes the shimmer away. That's the matte. So it's taken away the shine. So just beware of that. I'm not saying don't use it. You use what you want, but that will be one of the side effects. Yeah, can you tell I'm a nurse? One of the results of that will be that you will take away your shine. Okay. Now this card that I'm just pressing my hand on, this on its own wouldn't do much for me. But see, when you combine the three, then you kind of got a theme going, and that's why I like to do threes. And maybe it's just because of the style. I mean, I realize not everyone likes to use magazines and that kind of thing, which is fine. But for today, for this little bit of the project, it's kind of what I had in mind. And look, we're going to do 6, right? Yeah. And, oh, look, I didn't even cut those out. That's okay. So I've got those 4, and I've got 4 on the floor. So I'm using up a lot just by using up 6. I guess that was my point. They go fast. At least they do in my life. I'm trying to not have another edge pop up like I've had the first two. Will I be successful? Oh, who knows? Who knows? Try. Ugh. This one's going to need some trimming. Did I do it? We'll see. All right. A little trim. Okay, good. Very good. Now, let's get our people that are at the waterfall taking selfies. Maybe they're having a little picnic. They look fun, don't they? And then a squirrel. I have another little something here I'll show you. It's a little butterfly that I cut out. Maybe that would be fun on here. Ooh, I don't want his tail to fall off. There we go. Hello, little squirrel. Aren't you just clever? Okay, see, I've got this. Nah, that's not it. Just feels like it could use a little something here, doesn't it? Well, see, I've got little things like this here. These are like little stones. Huh, that's a chair. Well, we can think about it. Got this little word, found treasures. If I cut it down, are you stuck? I see. There we go. Let's just see. I can cut it down, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Throw it back in the bin. Yeah. Good. See, this squirrel has a little acorn. That's his found treasure. And those people found that waterfall. That's their found treasure. Yep. I think it fits beautiful. Okay. Now I'm going to let these rest a minute. We're going to do more, but let's just let the glue have a little time to think. And let's get out these 3 orange ones and see what we think about these. Nicely backed. Okay, this one I want to have the words go up. All right, so someone sent me in Happy Mail this ephemera from Tim Holtz. Let's take a look and see what we've got in here. Can I figure it out? Got to be smarter than the bag. All right, I'm going to move these up and see. Just going to pull out some and see what we think. I like this. That's kind of a peachy tone. And I see that's a little big. This is kind of a peachy tone. How does it go? This way? It's a little big. You guys? A little bit big, but I think it could be okay. All right, one more. These guys, too big. All right, let's go back in and grab another pinch. I'm going to see if I can just sort of pick out some of the peachy ones. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. All right, Tim, what you got in here for me? Well, now this has a lot of blue in it. Does that bother me? I think we can do better. All right, what's over here? You are probably too tall. I like the colors better. Could I trim it? I like this better than I like these. Let's keep looking. We got a whole pouch of, I don't know, hundreds of things here. All right, well, I've emptied the pouch. Now let's see. All right, too big. Wrong colors. Too big. This is not too big. I like that. Maybe I'll find something else small to go with. Okay, now see, I like these kind of a little bit more of a wildflowery kind of a look, I guess. What else have we got going on here? Here's another butterfly. Well, now I like those butterflies. Is there a real small one? Am I asking too much? I'm not. Oh. If a butterfly could fit on at least one of these. They're on cardboard, so I really don't think it would layer up too good. Let's see. Here's some more smalls. Now this butterfly is kind of at an angle. Maybe these could go on this side. Can I make that fit? Does it look forced? Here's another small butterfly. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's give it a try. All right. I realize that watching me put these in a bag is as interesting as nothing. Maybe this bag would be easier, because I don't want them to get all mushed up and ruined. All right, let me know in the comments, what do you think of these Tim Holtz flowers? I think they're cool. I'm going as fast as I can, folks. Oh, I only lost one on the floor. That's good for me. I can get that later. It's not where I'm going to step on it, so. Okay. I like this on its own. I like these two on their own. And then I like these two, and I think it kind of brings it all together. And I'm not opposed at all to trimming this up. Now, this one has a little space in here that needs poking through. There we go. And we're going to make this fit. And I'm not even going to be putting something behind them. I don't even mind that down low like that. Okay, get the glue going, Julie. All right, but you know what? Can you see how they have kind of a white halo around them? I am going to ink that up a little bit so that it's not so stark white. So I've got my Distress colors, but these are the archival inks. And up in the corner here is Vintage Photo, which I think would be the best with the orange background. So let's just do that quick. I just think it'll take the starkness. I'll show you what I mean. So one butterfly with the inking and one without. See the difference? I think it helps. Okay. But now that I've done that, I almost feel like maybe I do need a little something behind them. Well, let's get them all inked up and then we'll see what we think. Because I do have a little something else up my sleeve. I'll show you in a sec. I do like it better inked. Okay, one more. You can stand it. This one has more white. Okay. All right. Let's look. There, there, and there. Okay, so I said I had something else up my sleeve. I found this at Tuesday morning. Unfortunately, our Tuesday morning is closing, but look at the colors. Doesn't that just look like it would go? I like that wide one. Let's take it out. I've never used them. I haven't had them that long. So, it's got to be a way to get into this. This is what I'm talking about as far as packaging goes. How do we deal with all this? I'm not going to keep them stored in this, so I don't mind cutting into it. But this plastic, it will cut you. Ooh. So do be careful. I hate this stuff. Absolutely hate it. So why didn't I cut it out ahead of time? I didn't know if I was going to use it. All right, out you guys come. There. And I said that one. So, see, I think just a stripe of this. Good, let's do it. This is by American Crafts. And if it was at Tuesday morning, chances are it's discontinued. But y'all can get some washi tape. I mean, it's available everywhere. I am going to, although it almost seems ridiculous, I'm going to try to, because I know it will come up without something. And let's just see if this will be able to keep it on the gesso. All right. And let's put this right on this edge. Ooh. Like that. Should I fold it over? Yeah, why not? It's pretty. Okay. Good. And that would be for my 2 butterflies. I think that sets them off nice. Okay, now this one, I think for this one, I'm going to put the washi right down the middle. This feels like a good washi. It doesn't feel quite so flimsy. Okay. And then that's for this one, which I am going to trim off an edge. And the butterfly. And now this one, and I think I'll put the washi on this side. So again, trying to create a bit of a theme here. Now I didn't ask permission to say who sent me the Happy Meal, so that's why I'm not saying, but you know who you are, and I appreciate it so much. I'll tell you, I would have never bought it, and not because of anything bad. It wouldn't have been on my radar. But now that I have it, I'll buy it again, or I'll buy a replacement or something like it. I just haven't. Okay. Now we can close up the Oohoo glue and let's start gluing these puppies down. You know, these are a little bit more substantial. I'm kind of thinking of going with the beacon. You know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. If the beacon glue or any of these spirit type glues, if it goos out, you can just rub it off and it'll kind of ball up like a rubber cement will. Now, I mean, I don't just go willy-nilly because I don't want to waste my glue, but it's just when you have these little bits and pieces that are sticking out here and there, sometimes it's kind of hard to judge the glue. Isn't this cute? Oh, it's sticking out. There's that wiggle room. I don't want to cut any parts of this off. That feels nice and stuck. Okay, there's one. You liking these? I am. You know, the backs of these are very shiny. So I'm glad I decided to use this glue. So we have a flower and butterfly, and then butterflies. That's a nice little trio. Good. Okay, one more. There we go. I hope that you consider making some artist trading cards. And since you've been here this long, please consider hitting the like and subscribe to my channel. You must like the content if you're here this long, and I need subscribers oh so desperately. So please consider subscribing to my channel. It'll help me so much. And it does make a difference. Okay, little butterfly. I like it. Kind of, for, I don't know, you tell me, but kind of gives me a little bit of a oriental kind of Asian flair. But I like it. This one needs trimming, but I'm going to let the glue settle in just a little bit more. All right, where's our green ones? Where did I set them? Over here. I need to round the corners and I need to ink up the edges. So don't go anywhere. Enjoy those beautiful pictures. And I've got my corner rounder. Here we go. I think a corner rounder adds so much. If you can only buy one punch, get a corner rounder. I think it will add to your work more than anything else. You've got to nest whatever you're cutting. You've got to nest it in there good for it to grab that corner and give you a nice cut that matches, you know, that each one will go. Okay, so my corner rounder got hold of this. There. Fixed. There. One more. I don't like that one. There we go. If your corner rounder is kind of failing you, it may just need emptying. Okay, now I want you to look at the bottom row and the top row. Can you see the difference just with corner rounding? Isn't that something? All right, let's ink up the green one. And I'm going to stick with the vintage photo because, again, it goes with the other colors. And it's not so much that I'm wanting a thick vignette frame around it, but I've got all these different layers and I want the white. And especially if I didn't get it trimmed just right, I want that white gone. See these edges. Now remember I told you I thought I saw a corner, and it's not coming up, is it? It is a little. It is. So let's just, I'm almost having to force it. But I definitely want to tack that down a little bit. Well, I think I have to ruin it to tack it down. If I can just get just a dribble of glue in there. Okay. And we'll just split that. Okay. I think that will be fine. And I'm just using a cosmetic sponge. Okay. That one's done, that one's done, this one's not done. Okay, so now we've got 3 that are inked and have their corners rounded. I like the look better than this without the edges inked and without the corner rounding. It's my opinion. I do think it makes a difference. Okay, let's get these out of the way. And let's finish these up. Isn't this fun? I hope you're having fun. I own a corner rounder. Where did it go? Here it is. Well, I'm going to have to trim this one up. Oh, that trimmed up easier than I thought it would. I don't know why. I thought it would be hard, but I guess just because they feel so substantial. All right, there we go. Okay, so this is thicker, so I have to be more mindful of getting that corner in there. We did it. Okay. Already I like it better. I saw a woman, she has her own Etsy shop. Many of you do, which is great. But she had a stack of stickers, and then she had all the packaging, like the topper that goes over the plastic bag that all the stickers are kept in. You know what that packaging, how that goes. And she had a corner rounder that was big, and how she was just, it almost looked like a fancy guillotine, and how she was rounding the corner of all the packaging, and it makes a difference. It looks so nice. And I don't know that I've ever paid attention to something like that. It's one of those things that you like it better, or you like it, but you don't necessarily know why. And if it's missing, you may kind of think it's not, something's wrong, but you can't necessarily figure out what. It's that kind of a thing. So on the back of these, I'll be putting my signature and the date and the city where I live. Now, people put all kinds of things on the back of these. They put the name of the swap. They put, like, is it 1 of 3? Is it this or that? I don't do all that. You can. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't let all these kinds of things that people call rules. To me, the only rules of ATCs is that they're designed to give, not be sold. Okay, I am grabbing some paper towel. See how it's smearing? That is crumbs coming from my little sponge. And I can get those smears off of my table, but if I can avoid them going on the back of my ATCs, that would be great. Okay, Julie and her messy desk has 6 ATCs ready to go, other than signing the backs. Let me know what you think in the comments. In the meantime, please again consider liking. You've been with me through the whole video. I'm so thankful. Please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye now.